Five Flag Speedway for race number 5 in the six-pack challenge here for the RBR Maritime Group. Veiontte Truck and Auto jumping on board with the sponsorship here tonight, and we're going to watch 125 laps here in the feature. Before we do that, though, a little bit of heat racing action, a little bit of last chance qualifying action here as well. Thank you so much for joining us here on Veiontte TV. Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast shed. Mike James from up on the rock right here next to me. We got ourselves one heck of a show here tonight.
Hell yeah. First time I ever been told that I'm in a shed, but hey, let's go. Welcome to Pensacola, Five Flags, home of the Snowball Derby. It's the RBR series. I believe, if I am correct, is this race number 4?
This is race number 5. One more to go here after tonight
5.
in the championship. And man, oh man, we've got a tight battle for the points, separating the top 10, still single digits in points. So pretty tight little points battle going on here, a little six-pack challenge to get us a little bit closer to the warmer months, to the real racing season. We've got some iRacing action here live on Veiontte TV. How about that front row for heat race number 1? Brett Suggs on the inside, outside, no Fougier.
New paint scheme for Suggs, digging the new colors. And Negus and Tully going to be in row number 2. Craswell, Drake, Vitch, McKenzie, and Gates. 10 laps on the board. Here we go. Pace car will exit here on this one. Go. And here we go. Heat race number 1. Suggs to fire away.
Making them wait for it, and there's the green flag, and you can already see side by side in the turn number 1, but Suggs gets the advantage. The 33 car to the point. Fougier and the 36 going to tuck in behind him side by side between Tully and Negus for third.
Click, click, boom on the first lap here. Single file for the top 4, but here comes Rational Richard Drake, 2 wide back there with Craswell and the 67, as that will be another spot now for Drake as he gets clear. Drake setting his sights on Negus right now in the 93.
A little bit of single file action. You can see Fougier taking a look down on the bottom side, thinking a little bit better of it. Suggs down there on the bottom, on the apron to cover, showing right now why he is, in fact, the points leader. Fourth, ninth, a win at Southern National, and second last week at Lucas Oil Raceway. Picking up where he left off, Brett Suggs on the point.
Yeah, it's great to see Suggs actually taking a win just a couple weeks ago and being on top of the board here, coming into the six-pack. This is race number 5, like I said, of 6. So looks like a possible championship series for Suggs if he can keep things going here.
Dan Woldridge second in points. Noah Fougier right there in third. Brian Hacker, Caden Tufts, the top 5 in the point standings here coming in tonight. Noah Fougier again trying to make that bottom side work. Now he's going to shoot up all the way on the high side, come back down in the middle of the racetrack and try and make that racetrack work for him, doing everything he can to try and get to the back bumper of that 33 car of Brett Suggs.
Well, cross flags going into 4 to go here, but Suggs holding on. Fougier trying to work the top of the track to drop to the bottom and do the crossover on him. But Suggs, being a veteran to the server here in the iRacing Series, one of the top drivers in North America, doing a great job in a lot of series that we've seen over the last couple of years. Man, can this kid drive.
Lots of talent behind the wheel of that race car, and we're coming out of turns 3 and 4 to the Popsicle 6 for the very first time. 2 laps to go.
I like popsicles.
I like popsicles, too. It needs to warm up a little bit so they'd be a little bit more better.
Purple popsicals.
Maybe we can make those popsicles with the vodka in them. But in any sense, coming out of 3 and 4.
Not Russian vodka, no.
100%. Tito's homemade vodka.
Tito's. White rag, white flag. Suggs going to come around here. Down the back stretch, around 3 and 4. Coming to checkers here. Fougier's got nothing for him. Suggs taking it home and picking up the pole.
You can see a little bit of a Hail Mary shot there for the 36, and Noel Fougier doesn't quite pay off. There's a little bit of a congratulatory bump there from the 36 to the 33.
Rack 'em.
Rack 'em. But we're already lining them up. Speaking of racking them up for heat race number 2. Tanton Woldridge up on the pole. Riley Duncan in second.
And then up next, Trevor Edwards will have Dave Cassidy into 13 in row number 2.
Right in behind them, going to have Brandon Campbell in the 9s, double 9 car back here in the RBR Maritime group. Dave Cassidy, Brian Hacker up in the top 5. Taylor Layton, Mark Williams, and Aaron Hebb going to be rounding out the 9-car field here. Timing and scoring, doing a little dance on me here, trying to keep up with it, and well, I think we got everybody. But getting ready for another heat race here at Five Flags. Vino's Truck and Auto 125 lapper here for the feature, the main event of the evening tonight. Got to give a shout out to Vino's Truck and Auto for jumping on board, sponsoring this group here tonight. A great season, great little season here so far for season number 4 in the Maritime, the RBR Maritime group.
Yeah, 100%. Great little league here. 25 drivers here tonight. Some of the top drivers in the Maritimes as well. Some big drivers from the United States. Brian Hacker going to be in this one. That's going to be one to watch. Top driver from Illinois, USA. Brother, let's see what Hacker's got for us. Yeah, it's some big runs. Some top 3s in the first couple of races. So it should be interesting to see what that number 11 has for us here tonight.
Comes into the night 4th in points. Looks like about 15 points or so behind the leader. So a tight points battle we may mention in that top 10. A green flag flies. Tanton Woolridge, Riley Duncan side by side heading into turn number 2. And you can already see Edwards, that 32 car, black and gold, has a little bit of something for these leaders.
Edwards now, that's a new one for me. It's that big win there last week, wasn't it?
I believe so. We'll have to double check on the stats. Yeah, first race was last week, and he came home with the victory in that Maconi setup shop number 32 car. Beautiful paint scheme, flat black, a little Intimidator white on the bottom with that gold flake numbering and sponsors. That is a good-looking race car for the number 32, and it looks fast as he holds on to P3 right in behind Riley Duncan and Tanton Woolridge.
He had to check himself there as Hacker was coming in hot to the bottom of the 32, trying to get to the bottom and stop that run that the 11 had. No contact between the two drivers, but both Americans. I believe, if my memory serves me correct, the 32 from down south, Florida maybe, or Alabama. Someone shoot me.
Somewhere down south. Don't have a location on Trevor Edwards, but listed with an American flag. So somewhere a little bit warmer than Canada, I presume.
I interviewed him. I just can't recall.
That was a long time ago, 7 nights ago. Tito's homemade vodka. Riley Duncan holding on to this as we get a high five from Barney in the flag stand. 5 laps to go. There you see that 32 car taking a peek down low. Edwards trying to get up to Woolridge, trying to get to his back bumper. Maybe get on in there and get that second place from him. Get a little bit of a better starting spot for the 125er here this evening.
It's going to be a great night of racing here at Five Flags. Cole Butcher, not that long ago, down to the Snowball Derby for his second year in a row, I believe, and did a fab job getting a podium finish. Some of the top drivers from the Cup Series actually running here Five Flags in the off season. We've seen Kyle Busch and so many others attempt at this the big Snowball Derby, one of the top short track races of the season.
And I got to tell you, Mikey, it was really cool being able to sit down and watch the Snowball Derby and be able to pick off so many different names that have been here live with us on Veiontte TV and this iRacing thing over the past 2 years. And it's always cool to see a familiar face, familiar name out on the racetrack as well. But white flag, white rag, another heat race just about wrapped up. Duncan going to lead it from flag to flag, it looks like. You can see the 56 of Woolridge going to dump on down low, try and shoot up high, try and make that racetrack nice and wide, but Duncan going to hold on to it. The 32 of Edwards finishes third. Hacker and Cassidy going to round out the top 5.
High, wide, and handsome.
Another shirt you can pick up from the Veiontte TV virtual merchandising booth.
I want my commission.
Because we're all high, wide, and handsome.
High, wide, and handsome.
Another heat race getting ready to kick, off here. Chris Roma up in the front, Caden Tufts on the outside. Johnny Fitzpatrick going to start in
have
third.
Have you heard about that Caden Tufts and Mike Alexander last night?
I don't know. I haven't seen Mike Alexander on the track, but
some little bit of feathers ruffled.
A little bit of
Anyways, we'll leave that one
fisticuffs.
out there for the fans to decipher. But Christensen gonna have Fitzpatrick in row 2. Island Boy.
Holding on to it, John Byron, Travis Roma,
Boy.
Norman Hamilton, and Conrad Murphy. 8 cars in this one. Going to be getting ready to do battle once again in another heat race. Look at that 88 car for Caden Todd. That is such a good-looking paint scheme. That black, that blue, the chrome effect. I love that paint. I know I say it every Tuesday night here on Veiontte TV, but that is a sharp-looking race car.
I know one thing. I'm actually heading up to the mainland for some shows this 2022 season, so I'm gonna have to go out and see if there's a wig for those Island Boys, so we can give it to our PEI guys. See if I can hook up with Tam Woolridge and Johnny Fitzpatrick and get them to do some streaming live on Facebook and start singing Island Boys for all you iRacing fans here in the Maritimes. I don't think it'll go over well, though.
Probably not. No, nobody likes those guys.
I can't believe they're still around.
I know, and they're still making more money than I am.
They're making money.
Green flag flying once again. How about this battle up front? Tuff's holding on to it on the high side. He's going to complete the pass, it looks like, up on the high side, up around Roma. Christensen right in behind him. Brett Suggs, racing and marketing teammate, in at third. But how about that 88 car making it work on the top side?
Some dandy drivers in this one. It's going to be a wild one as we count down those laps. 1 lap completed here as Tufts hangs on to this one. Roma in search, about quarter second off the pace here. Christensen all over the back bumper of Roma.
Everybody pretty much single file throughout this one. 8 cars in a line. A little bit slower for the 09 car of Hamilton, losing touch with the pack. You can see that timer dropping just a little bit. Tufts holding on to it. Second place goes to Chris Roma. Aiden Christensen holding on. John Fitzpatrick, John Byron, the top 5.
Johnny Byron in the top 5, like you said, about a second off our leader, Caden Tufts, the 88 machine. Not from Prince Edward Island. I think I got corrected. He is from Nova Scotia. Young bandolero driver, vying for to jump up classes this season. I think he was talking about getting into a U.S. legend, which is pretty cool. It's great to see some of these young bandits and outlaws from the Bandolero Series across Atlantic Canada actually showing some of these old guys a few tricks that they've learned over the last couple of years. It's amazing to see the progression of the sport. I mean, you look at Cup Series, the Kyle Bushes and the Laganos that have come out of the U.S. Legends Series. It's such a great sport. I'm not sure if it's up at Stafford, up in your way, but we've had some wild races at Eastbound International with the fine crew that are coming up through the ranks.
Oh, 100%. There's a lot of young and talented drivers at Stafford Motor Speedway. One of them a good friend of mine, and he's actually the son of a good friend of mine. And it's crazy to think that he's going to be starting a full-time season here. Alex Spinato, a third-generation race car driver, which is just is awesome to see. One of the coolest things. The son of a race car driver, if you want to get down with the Dusty Roads son of a plumber. A little side-by-side action there for third, but great to see that that car's just about put back together. He's going to be racing full-time this year at Stafford.
Fitzpatrick basically picked up the 24 and said, excuse me, coming through, and shifted him over to the right side. I don't know if there's going to be payback, but white rag out for our leader, Caden Tufts. And this one's going to end fairly quickly here as Tufts comes down the back stretch into 3 and 4. Chris Roma in the hump, but is about a half second off the pace. Here comes Tufts. The 88 will pick up that final heat race number 3. Checkered flags. The young gun from Nova Scotia. Now, Bandolero drivers. Joey Logano, he's from up your way, isn't he? Did he race at Stafford?
He raced a couple of races at Stafford. We got about a minute warm-up here, the last final warm-up for these drivers to get everything tuned out here. He actually raced quarter midgets at Silver City Raceway in Meriden, Connecticut at the VFW Hall. It's a neat little racetrack. I did a little bit of work there a few years back, and man, it's almost too small for go-karts, but it's pretty cool to see. Every couple of years, he comes back, donates a bunch of money, does an appearance, and really supports the young racers that are kind of up and coming in that division. So it's really cool to see. And it's cool to see Logano do a lot of charity work locally here, too, in his home state of Connecticut.
Lots of talent up your way. Have you ever witnessed Doug Colby?
I have witnessed Doug Colby. I have. I actually saw him at the. Well, I've been going to Stafford Speedway for 10 plus years now, but it was awesome to see last summer in the SRX race to have Colby, the hometown hero, win the inaugural SRX Series race. And it was just amazing to hear 10,000 people in Stafford Motor Speedway. The place was packed. It was like a cup race was going on. But to hear everybody chant Colby, Colby, Colby from up in the stands, phenomenal.
I mean, the guy's got like 6 or 7 national championships. He's a legend. I have not. I met him at the NASCAR Hall of Fame for the home tracks banquet, but so many raw talents at short tracks across North America. Another one, Rocco. But we're getting set to go on this one here. This one's going to be a dandy. Here we go. Suggs going to be on the pole. He's going to have Riley Duncan to the outside of row number 1.
Taking a peek in behind him, Caden Tufts in that 88 car going to start in third. Noel Fougier in the 36 going to start P4.
Denton Woolridge in row number 3 on the inside. In the 56, he's going to have Chris Roma and the 83 on the outside.
Craig Tully going to start that 5 car from the 7th position on the outside. That 32 very, very quick for Trevor Edwards.
Rational Richard Drake in the 141 Laker News. Going to be on the inside of row number 5. He'll have the Island Boy himself, the number 78, Johnny Fitzpatrick.
Taking a look at the rest of the starting grid.
Me on that one.
It flipped me too, and I lost my spot, and I'm not sure where we are. So you'll see the rest of the starting grid go through the.
Brian Hacker, Dave Cassidy, Scott Negus, Wade Craswell, Travis Roma, Johnny Byron, Brandon Campbell, the 99, Mark Williams, Derek Gates, Danny Vitch, and Conrad Murphy, brother.
Handful of names to close out the field here. Taylor Layton, Norman Hamilton, Aaron Hebb, Kenny McKenzie in the 85 car, and John Byron in the 57 rather, going to round out the field here. 26 cars making the call here for the big show, the 125 lapper here at Five Flags Speedways for the Vinos Truck and Auto 125 main event time. Big time racing. iRacing Mustang pace car getting ready to take a trip down pit road, down to the safety of pit road. Brett Suggs down on the bottom, Riley Duncan on the outside. Green flag flies. We're racing at Five Flags.
Going to be a dandy one. Trevor Edwards, your winner from last week, around the 8th, 7th spot here. Side by side they go. The big battle here to get things going. Who's going to win these side by side battles? As Suggs and Riley Duncan continue to go at it for that lead. Duncan going to drop to the bottom here. And that battle comes in for the number 3 spot, Caden Tufts and Fougier going at it with Tufts on the bottom. He'll have the advantage. They will sort things out. But Fougier is going to get in with a little contact with Chris Roma into the wall. They're going to stack him up. Big wreck behind as Fougier, actually all 4 tires lead the surface. Some nastiness behind that P5, so that's going to sort things out here as we're going to go back to future and see what actually transpired. But it was the 83 of Chris Roma into the quarter panel of that Noel Fougier car.
Yeah, and you can see here in the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, Fougier up in the 3rd position, battling for that 3rd position there on the outside, and gets quite the push here from the 83 car, getting on into the corners here on the high side. And there you see the contact. Kind of gives them another little bit of attack. But big hit for Richard Drake. Roma's in there. The 19 of Gates is in there. The 42. There's Danny Vitch coming to a stop there. But Christensen, the 24. Lots of tore up race cars in this one.
Someone's crying. Lots of activity on pit road as we have a peak here. 6 on pit road. Fougier, Hebb, as well as I believe they're all sorting themselves out here. Brandon Campbell, Danny Vitch, Hackers down, as well as Chris Roma was down, I believe. Aiden Christensen and Scott Negus. So plenty. Or Chris Roma's actually going to the tail for the cause of that wreck.
Gives him a chance to kind of show how strong that car is. Had a decent qualifying effort up in the top 10, but going to have to reach that start back in the back of the field there. But Up front, still Brett Stuggs holding on to it in the 33, showing why he's the points leader. Riley Duncan up there in second. Caden Tufts, 1, 2, 3, just like they qualified in with those heat races. Tanton Woldridge and Craig Tully going to round out the top 5.
Well, big one here at the early set. Very interesting to get things going here. A lot of damage on quite a few cars. 6 or 7, probably 8 cars with damage here. So a lot of repairs as Fougere, Hacker, and Niga still on pit road, going down several laps here. 21 cars on the lead lap as we get set to go here as they double them up here. Lights are out on the pace car, so we are going to get set here. Those guys in the back going to have to get organized fairly quick here as they head down the back stretch into 3 and 4. That pace car will exit, and our friend Brett Suggs, the 33, will have the hammer with Riley Duncan to the outside. Keep an eye on that 88 of Caden Tufts trying to get to the back bumper here and close that door on Riley Duncan for that P2 spot.
And there you can see the whole shot goes to the 33, using that apron, using that white line at the bottom of the racetrack to get that car to turn just a little bit better. He pulls Riley Duncan by about a car length as they head on to 3 and 4. The 88 of Tufts still up in there. The top 5, top 6, about single file.
Rational Richard out on the high side and Handsome doing battle right now for that position with, I believe that's Johnny Fitzpatrick. On the bottom it is the 78. Trying to hold that Richard Drake to the outside, but Richard's going to clear here now, and he's going to come up on the 5 of Craig Tully. A lot of single file now in the top 20 as a second caution coming out here on lap number 10. Looks like the 66 Aaron Hibb may be involved as he's off the pace here. We're going to rewind that tape. Bring out the beer bong, kong, wong, chung, take a beer.
Close.
Hit the bong.
Close. The U-House Race Designs instant replay. Taking a peek here at the 66. Down low, they see Brandon Campbell up in the 9s, McKenzie in the 85. Couple of drivers, it looks like, just going for the same piece of real estate. Christensen getting in there just a little bit too hot to trot, getting into the quarter panel of the 66. Looks like it was just kind of a lazy, slow-motion spin. Didn't hit anything else, but enough for the track officials to bring out caution flag at number 2.
And the iRacing officials whacking that flag pretty hard. I don't know if they're sending a message down there to calm down here. 12 laps completed of 125. Suggs, your current leader. Riley Duncan will line up to the outside. Keep an eye on that row number 2, Caden Tufts and Tanton Woolridge, the 2 young guns, 2 teammates as well in that row number 2. See if they can get something going there. And row 3, Tully, the boss man, will have Trevor Edwards, one race career in the RBR series, picking up a win. So he's 1 for 1. Will he make it 2 for 2? We'll see here tonight. Trevor Edwards getting it done last week. So it could be a big disturber. I believe, was it Suggs that invited Trevor Edwards? I believe so. And that's who he took a big win last week.
That indeed it was, because we interviewed Brett after finishing second last week at Lucas Oil, and he's like, yeah, I brought the guy in, invited him in, and he came in and, well, smoked us. So
spanked everybody. It was almost like Bill, what's his name? The Magic Man.
Bill who?
Dr. Noise. Dr. Noise.
Oh, Bill Martin.
Now you see me, now you don't.
That's it.
Takes 2 wins. Had poor luck in race number 3 and 4, but man, was that guy I loved his personality, and hope to see him back here on the final race. Missing in action here tonight. Big shout out to Dr. Noise. Hopefully we'll get him back. He's a Wisconsin boy. I think we could make that island boy like everything. I'm a Connecticut boy.
We probably could, but
you could sell that T-shirt.
We want
everybody put stupid wigs on.
Yeah, but we want people to tune into us. We don't want to get canceled.
I don't know. He's getting money. They're getting paid. I can be stupid.
I've proved on many occasions that I can be stupid.
Hey, I don't even do drugs.
That's it. Lined up 2x2, getting ready to go once again after a second quick caution here on lap number 15. Suggs Duncan up in the front, Tufts, Woolridge, and Edwards, the top three. Tully up in there, Drake, Fitzpatrick, Murphy, and Roma, the top 10. Green flag flies, little bit of a wiggle for the 33 of Suggs, holds on to it. Riley Duncan's going to tuck into that second spot, single file, 1 and 2.
That was not a wiggle, that was drag racing squatting. Lots of power coming out of the 33 as he gets it done. Holding on to this one, Caden Tufts all over the back bumper of Riley Duncan. A little bit of a battle back there, too wide there. Rational Richard Drake gets single file now as they sort that out. About the top 10 here, all single file. A few battles to the tail here. Could get nasty back there. Ooh, look at that, Ukrainian colors, blue and yellow. Who is that shout out there as we could be under caution? They're going to stay green on this one.
How about that? It's going to be Taylor Layton in the 27 car. Now we're going to get the caution in the Ukrainian colors there. Taylor Layton.
Love the shout out.
Big time. Looks like the 9s potentially may have brought out caution flag number 3 for Brandon Campbell. We'll take a peek here at the U-House Racing Design Instant Replay. It looks like we may have very well just missed that.
Is Brandon Campbell Russian?
I don't believe he is. But there you can see he's definitely up on the high side. There's that wreck we saw behind him, and then there's the contact. A little bit of a sneak attack there for the 27 car getting into the quarter panel of the 99. A couple of drivers going for the same piece of real estate, and you can see Campbell gets the thing pointed in the right direction, grabs a gear. Damage doesn't look too bad, but he's still going to come down pit road, see if they can get a little bit of damage worked on for that 99 car.
Well, hopefully he can get back because he's always that black sheep. You never know. Basically, he's a strong contender at any race he shows up at. I've seen quite a few races with Campbell vying for the front here, so it'll be interesting to see what he has for us tonight. I believe his true motto is checkers or wreckers, similar to Phil Fowler, the number 11 here in Newfoundland.
100%. Everybody
win, send it, put it back in the trailer. Broke.
If you can't win, put on a show, and maybe the fans will buy a t-shirt.
Buy my shirt. 21 laps completed here at Five Flags, Pensacola, home of the Snowball Derby. Where is Cole Butcher when you need him?
Yeah, had a solid top 3 effort, podium finish in the Snowball Derby this year. Pretty cool to see. And again, many names down in Pensacola this year for Speed Weeks and the Snowball Derby, and down at New Smyrna for the World Series of Racing. It's really cool to see all the short track racing down there in Florida, where it's just a little bit warmer than the rest of the world, it seems like. And always cool to see all the Veiontte TV names and people you may have seen here in the booth or on track, down on pit road, wherever you might have seen them on Veiontte TV. Always cool to kind of make that connection, kind of cross the bridge from the sim racing to the real racing world.
Suggs passing the pace car here. Lights still on. They're going to send him around one more time as they sort things out here. Caden Duff's going to be on that inside once again. Very similar starting here, except for Mr. Trevor Edwards now working himself up into row number 2 on the outside. So let's see what happens here. Tully and Tad Woolridge. So Woolridge will go back to row number 3 here. A little bit of a change up on the top 6.
Pace car driver must have missed the switch on the strobes there last time by. Finally got those lights turned off. Eating a hot dog, eating a corn dog, eating something on the inside of that iRacing Mustang pace car. But he's going to go down safety at pit road one more time. Probably load back up on those hot dogs.
Did he hit the wall?
It looked like it. Green flag flies. Brett Suggs down on the way once again.
Pace car driver's drunk.
Good thing there's no stank barrels.
Yeah, exactly. Suggs controls this one. Tat Woolridge will have Edwards to the outside, but look at that. Riley Duncan actually shifted up and kind of pinched him up to the top here. Caden Tufts really getting to the back bumper of Riley Duncan and forcing the 32 to work the outside here. Trevor Edwards trying to make things working on the outside. Side by side, he will go with the 88 of Caden Tufts and give up that P2 as they continue to battle here. Tufts will have the advantage to the bottom here. Doesn't look that like that outside line is enough to compete with that inside.
It's really tough to tell. You can see the 32 trying to pinch down on the 88, the 88 trying to pinch up into the 32. Both drivers not quite able to utilize their line to their liking, but they're doing everything they can to try and get themselves up to the front. Look at those front bumpers. They are dead even as they come out of turn number 4. They cross the stripe, give it to the 32 for P3 right now, but you can see still side by side. Door handle to door handle, vinyl to vinyl. They're ripping vinyl stickers off those cars.
One driver that really knows how to get it done on the outside, we haven't seen in this season at RBR, is Mike Alexander, Atlantic native. He really knows how to pinch that inside car and kind of really gets down close quarters within an inch of the door and not allowing a lot of room on the bottom here, as we see Edwards really trying to work to that top here, trying to get into that P3. Caden Duff's fighting back to the bottom here, doing a great job. What a battle we have for P3. A little wobble from the 88 will probably open the door for the 32. 32 just by a bumper, but the fourth caution is going to come out and end that battle. Man, that would have been just nasty if that had to continue on. But lap 31, fourth caution, as the iRacing officials whack that yellow flag.
Caution flag going to come out. Very excited to throw that yellow flag, it looks like. Whacking that yellow flag. And
whack, whack.
Looks like the 29 car here might have whacked the outside wall. Single car incident, looks like kind of a little bit of a wobbly. There you see the whack on the outside wall. Gets that two tires up in the air. Calls for the quick tow truck and still calls for the yellow flag here. So gives the track officials an opportunity to kind of clean up the track, make sure everybody's lined back up, maybe come down, get some tires, get a little gasoline, maybe a little bit of repair. We see some couple of cars with some damage from earlier incidents.
Yeah, Danovich only one taker right now on pit road here at lap 32. So repairing some damage. Going to go down 2 laps. Looks like Aiden Christensen will come back on the lead lap here. Was down a lap. So the 24 machine, 21 cars currently on the lead lap. So Aiden Christensen, next one up for the lucky dog would be Scott Negus, I believe, at this point, but he's down 4 laps right now. So those are the ones that were part of that damage on the early sets, I think on lap number 6. So Hacker down 14 laps, Noah Fougier down quite a few, Chris Roma as well. So fortunately for those cars, picking up some major damage from that early caution number 1.
Not the point slate that the top 5 drivers were looking for. Noel Fougier came in at 3rd in points here tonight. Currently scored 25th, multiple laps down. Brian Hacker came in 4th in points, and he's currently scored right in front of him, 24th, multiple laps down. So going to be a little bit of a mix-up here in the top 5 in points. Caden Tufts comes in 5th tonight. He's currently running in a P4. Tant Woolridge up in the top 5 as well. He came in 2nd, and the leader, Brett Suggs, leading the points as well. iRacing Mustang pace car, he's leading the points for the hot dog eating contest so far. Brett Suggs down and away, side by side for 2nd. How about that 32 car Edwards? He wants to come to the front.
Well, we've seen that battle earlier on before the caution to 32 and 88, but now to 32 with the huge advantage now to the bottom, not on the outside. He now accustomed to the bottom here. Battling with Riley Duncan. Duncan to the outside, but look at this, Caden Tufts trying to get glued to the back bumper here, so allowing the 97 of Riley Duncan not able to get to the bottom here and hopefully pick up a spot.
Letting them hold on that outside line, giving them just a little bit of hope, and that's going to burn up the tires there, especially the right front on that number 97 up on the high side. Everybody, a little bit single file action going on behind them. Tufts in 4th, and you can see Tant Woolridge in 5th. The boss man, Craig Tully, running that 5 car right outside the top 5. Fitzpatrick, Drake, Murphy, and Byron currently the top 10 here at 5 Flags.
38 laps completed. I believe tires are starting to come into the equation as we've seen Carl or Trevor Edwards kind of get a little loose there. Now, was on the outside for quite some time, like we're seeing right now with Riley Duncan. I don't know if he used up quite a bit of the tires. I know at eastbound and some of these high bank tracks, 18 degrees, you get stuck out there on the outside for too long. You use up a lot of that tires. Bit of contact right there between Riley Duncan and the 32 of Edwards. This is going to get a little dirty here as Duncan is starting to go in reverse. Caden Tuff's trying to wheeze into that P3 spot by getting to the back bumper of the 32, but you got to give it to the 97 right now. Riley Duncan is doing a fab job fighting back, exchanging pace, and really trying to work that outside line. He's been out there for some time now.
100%, really making that outside, making it look easy there on the outside. You can see going to lose just a little bit of ground coming out of turn number 4. 32 just barely, just not enough room to get up and try and slide up in front of the 97. He's going to almost have enough there, not quite, sends the 97 up towards the outside wall. Going to lose a couple of positions there while he gates that one back.
Tuff sent it in there, trying to pick up that P2, but Edwards going to hang on to that, got to the bottom, and basically ended that run on the 88. But a lot of these cars getting a little squirrely in the corners here. A lot of loose cars, shall we say. 88 a little loose, 32 a little loose, Riley Duncan loose. I don't know if this has anything to do with battling to the outside and some tire wear. Rest of the field looks okay here as they go single file now for the top 10.
A little bit further on back, Rational Richard Drake in the 141 car, the Lakers News Ride, holding on to the 9th position right in front of Travis Roma, and a little bit of a bee's nest right in behind them. Travis Roma, Mark Williams, Brandon Campbell, John Byron, all up in the mix, trying to break themselves into the second half of this top 10.
I believe you're seeing Noel Fougere to the outside here. Really disappointing seeing him down so many laps. It looked like he had a fast car here tonight, but just got caught up at the wrong place, wrong time earlier on lap number 6. Down 22 laps, but looking pretty quick here tonight. But he's still going to give it a run here, throwing down some pretty fast lap times here. So really unfortunate for the 36 camp.
Taking a peek now at McKenzie in the 85. He's up 10 spots from where he qualified in the number 85 car. Wade Craswell back here as well, just outside the top 15. A little bit of a bee's nest here. You see the 24 car. Talked about him earlier on. Aiden Christensen trying to make his way back up through the field. A little bit of damage, though, on the front bumper of that 24 car, as is the 19 car of Derek Yates. Norman Hamilton back here as well. The Ukrainian colors, Taylor Layton back here in the 27 car, and Aaron Habb rounding out the lead lap cars.
Digging the paint scheme on Layton's car here. Love that sort of the multicolor split down the middle. I've never seen a paint scheme like that on our track. I'm kind of digging this split paint scheme.
Yeah, kind of contrasting colors there with the numbers and the sponsor logo there on the hood. Kind of a neat paint scheme. Definitely a good cause as well. But back up front, still Brett Suggs holding on to a new P2 driver. Trevor Edwards in a 32 has moved into second. A little bit of a flip-flop from last week. We saw Edwards up on the front and Suggs in the second position. A little bit backwards, a little bit different here this tonight.
Does iRacing actually, do you have the option to have the chrome rim?
You do, 100%. You can have any kind of rims you want, which is kind of neat.
Does it add the extra weight?
It adds the extra horsepower. Everybody knows chrome is an extra 5 horsepower.
No,
that's why the 32 won last week.
Rotational mass is everything in racing.
No, it's all about the chrome. The chrome and the stickers.
It's not.
Yeah, it is, 100%. I'm telling you.
I've fought
with
so
expert.
many people on that. Okay. Well, powder coating's pretty heavy as well, so it all depends on.
Well, listen, I'm pretty heavy. I got a lot of left side weight in any race car I get in.
Aluminum rims now, 3-piece aluminum Kaiser rims. Now that was a badass rim.
Yeah, I like sausage, egg, and cheese on a Kaiser roll. Is that the same thing?
I don't know. 20 years ago, they used to sponsor it. Man, did they make a badass wheel out of California? Kaiser wheels, I don't know. Look them up, man. They made some pretty lightweight wheels and amazing engineered products. So it was great to race with those guys for 4 years.
100%. And speaking of racing, look at these guys up in the top three, starting to pull away just a little bit from Riley Duncan there in fourth. Tanton Woldridge there in the top five as well. Tully, Fitzpatrick, Murphy, Drake, and Roma, the top 10. And Brett Suggs looking very good right now. He's got a friend. I don't know if it's quite a teammate in behind him, but definitely a buddy in behind him with the 32 of Edwards. So I don't think we're going to see any issues pressed here early on, but when it gets into a little bit closer, maybe 5-10 laps to go, we might see a little firework action.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see. Will it be a gentleman push, or will it be a little aggressive? So fans tend to like the aggression, but we've called a lot of races, and sometimes it's a little bit disappointing if that aggression is a little bit too much coming into turn 4. I've always found Suggs to be a bit of a gentleman and really setting up almost like checkmate. But I mean, a lot of times he'll actually let it go if he just can't get it done.
A little bit of wall contact there for Tufts. Gets up and kisses the outside wall just a little bit with the right side of that car. Doesn't look like it's slowed it down too much, but with these drivers, it's been pretty clean up in the front. A couple of single car incidents towards the back of the pack. Everybody holding on. Everybody looking really good up in the top 10, top 15, even the top 20, all the way back to where Leighton McKenzie are running, holding on to it. And as we see, 26 cars made the call. Still 20 drivers on the lead lap.
Oh, we're at the cross of flags, halfways here to the 125. 32 of Trevor Edwards, probably the most sparks coming out of this race. He battled with Caden Tufts earlier on, then went at it with Riley Duncan, now sitting in a pretty good spot. P2, sizing up his buddy Brett Suggs here, waiting for that right moment, logging in some laps here. That's the key here. I know he probably used up a little bit of that equipment in those two hard battles with Tufts and Duncan. So picking up 6 spots since the beginning here, qualified in the 8th spot, now sitting, like I said, at that P2 with a great view of analyzing the 33 of Brett Suggs.
Doing his homework right now for the end of the race here, and you can see those two drivers. We're on a very similar line up in the front, as is Caden Tufts there in the 88. Riley Duncan has the pretty much the catbird seat. We can actually ride on board with that 97 car, and he's able to kind of go to school just a little bit, see where those drivers are running, where they're quicker, where they're slower, what's working for them, how they're going to kind of battle once they get up to him, and once that 97 car potentially gets up to them, he can kind of gauge the reaction of those top 3 drivers.
Halfways, I think, is a great time to grab yourself a beverage and crank it up.
Just completing lap number 69. Nice here. Lap number 70 on the books. Suggs still holding on to it, and you can see still the same up front. Brett Suggs and Edwards holding on to 1 and 2. Tufts slides back just a little bit. Puff of smoke on the racetrack. 99 car found himself in a little bit of trouble. Currently finds himself down on pit road. Kenny McKenzie having a little bit of an issue as well. That's going to bring out caution flag. He's pointed in the wrong direction, down by those guardrails and Jersey barriers down on the inside there.
Yeah, guardrails. We like guardrails.
Yeah, guardrails are all right.
Better than concrete.
Yeah, race cars don't like concrete.
That is correct. Unfortunately, we did not see that battle that we were about to see between Tanton Woolridge and Riley Duncan as that caution came out. But here we're taking a peek as Paul rewind the tapes as we looky.
A little bit of a bumpski there from the 27 of Leighton to the 85 of McKenzie, and you can see a lot of damage on the right side of that race car from an earlier incident. little bit of a light love tap down on the inside. That's safer. That safer metal thing there. But he's gonna. Looks like he's gonna hold on.
Look at that
There we
great
go.
catch fence.
Catch fence. There we go. Yeah.
I don't think it would have done very much for that Xfinity race there at Daytona. Man, what a wrecked car! I've never actually seen an engine come out and hit another car. I believe the suspension actually ended up with Michael Jordan's camper.
Yeah, it's crazy to see a wreck like that and then have the guys in the commentary booth say, "Hey, where the heck is the motor?"
They actually hit another car. So imagine being hit by an engine, going 190 miles an hour.
I'm still trying to figure out why you wouldn't take 4 tires every time if you're still going to be waiting on the fuel can, but that's just me.
Don't get me started about the new rules in 2022, but anyways, they'll figure it out. I'm sure it'll be exciting, but I'm definitely going to miss the 5 lugs.
Yeah, little trial and error for the fans, the teams, the owners, the tracks, everybody involved with the NASCAR Cup Series this year. It's kind of an odd thing to see. You're changing tires real quick with that singular center lug nut thing on these super light aluminum 18-inch wheels, and you change the tires super quick, and that's it. So I don't know. They didn't do any kind of updates with the fuel can or anything like that, and you still got to sit there and wait for 4 days for your fuel tank to get filled up. But
I don't know what it gained though. Like, what was the gain? Like, what was the purpose? Everything you should do should have a purpose.
It looks cool. iRacing Mustang pace car looking cool down on pit road. Green flag out. Once again, Suggs gets the whole shot. 32 tucks in behind.
One time in 2 years, I'm going to tell you that you're an idiot.
Oh, it's been more than that.
I still love you. 2 in the booth.
2 in the booth working. Lap number 77 here of 125.
Money for nothing.
And your chicks are for free?
Chicks are free.
Dave Cassidy going to bring out caution flag numero 6 here at 5 Flags. And looks like a couple of drivers involved here as well. A little bit of damage there for the boss man, the number 5 of Craig Tully, Danny Vitch, getting a piece of the action here as well. So we're going to back
up. That machine
does
not look good.
No, it does not. The Toco Electric machine having a little bit of a struggle fest there, and looks like a little bit of bumper car action going on here on the U-House Racing Design Instant Replay, focusing on that number 5 up on the high side. See, everything looks good as he crosses the stripe, comes on down. Murphy in the 89 car is there. 5 car almost able to save it. Cassidy comes in, gives a little tap, tap, tap. The 66 comes in. Cassidy gives him another tap there. Fougere gets up on the high side. He's got damage on the left-hand side of that race car from earlier incidents as well. So a lot of the field here, Mikey, starting to get a little bit crinkled up.
Yeah, that 5 just not look like it's going straight. So a lot of damage as he's still sitting on pit road. Craig Tully here could go down a lap. Really unfortunate. Will be Negus down 1 lap here. So I'm not sure if they'll give him the lucky dog or if he just got one. I was kind of paying attention to Tully there, but still down a lap. Tully's got to go down 1 as well here. 6 caution, 80 laps completed. 45 to go because I passed math. Rat-a-tat-tat-tap-tap-tap.
That is 45 to go. 45 laps to go here in 5 Flags.
You just checked my math.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, that's not, oh yeah, 45 laps, like 80, 45, 120.
Yeah, you failed math.
Yeah, hooked on phonics, folks.
He passed English, but he failed math. I passed math, but failed English.
And together, we're almost smart.
Combined, we are 2 in the booth.
2 in the booth. Little Tuesday night racing action here. The RBR Maritime action here tonight. Season number 4, race number 5 in the 6-pack challenge here tonight. 1 more race in the championship next week, next Tuesday night at Hickory Motor Speedway. That is going to be an absolute banger. But before we get there, 44 laps to go here at 5 Flags Speedway, and it's been the same story all night long. Suggs and Edwards, 33-32, up in that front row.
Next week should be a goodie, last race of the season. Maybe some special events for next weekend.
Yeah, and we're going to try and talk to a lot of the drivers before the race here if we can get anybody involved with the championship battle. Suggs holding on to it. Dan Woldridge came in second in points, 9 points out, holding on to fifth right now. So he wants to try and get a little bit better points day, try and get up and around that 33 car of Brett Suggs.
It's going to be a dandy here as we count down the laps here. Taking them off here. Suggs in control of this one. Could be a Mr. Perfect night for the 33 machine of Suggs. We've seen a couple of those over the last couple of years, taking the heat race and leading every single lap here this afternoon.
How about this side-by-side battle? Once again, Caden Tufts, Riley Duncan, but this time Duncan down on the bottom side. Tufts out on the high side. Duncan gets a little bit squirrely there, hits the apron, comes up just a little bit, doesn't slow down either driver. They cross the stripe for lap number 85, still side-by-side, bumper to bumper for P3.
Yeah, nice battle there as Riley Duncan will have the advantage over Caden Tufts, but look at that. Tam Woolridge getting to the back bumper of Riley Duncan. That's a young gun that really can get things done, so we haven't seen a lot from him in the last couple of few laps, but Woolridge on a mission there before the fifth caution, I believe. He had something there and was starting to make a move on the 97, but back to work he goes as he works the back bumper to 88, his teammate Caden Tufts.
Picking him up and putting him down here, working lap number 87, single file racing throughout the top 10, top 15 drivers. These guys know they've got a little bit of time and a long way to go and not a whole lot of time to get there. Suggs still out front. He and Edwards pulling away just a little bit on Duncan.
Are we going to Colorado to pick up some cores?
Oh, we could.
It sounded like a little bit of eastbound and down. And hence why we call it Eastbound Speedway Eastbound.
How about that? They looked it up, so we don't have to. Working lap number 89, get across the strap for lap number 90, 35 to go. I passed math back in like 8th or 9th grade. That's about as far as I got. Then I stopped paying attention to numbers. Working lap number 90 here. Brett Suggs still out front. Edwards in second by a couple of tenths. A little bit further on back, you'll find Riley Duncan holding on to the lead of this four-car tango here with Tufts, Woolridge, and Fitzpatrick holding on to the top six. A little bit further on back behind those guys, Roma, Drake, Byron, and Williams, the top 10.
Get it going here, 91 completed. We've got 34 laps, 33 laps now as we continue to click them off with Suggs, your current leader. Craig Tully still down pit road, which is unfortunate. That car was wrecked. That couldn't even go a straight line, so obviously some major damage now. 14 laps down for Craig Tully. Scott Negus is down 3 laps, so 18 cars on the lead lap, ending with Aaron Hebb in the 18th position. Coming up through the field, your top 10, Mark Williams, picking up 10 spots. He's your hard charger. Started in the 20th position, now finds himself in the 10th spot. The 42, Mark Williams, doing a great job coming up through the field.
And totally having a tough go of it here in season number 4, a 20th, a 24th, a 6th, and a 12th. The 4 race finishes that he's had so far this season. But you got to kind of take a look at the big picture here with the RBR Maritime Group, the 6-pack challenge here for season number 4, putting together a great racing package for these drivers, little super late model action here on the short tracks, almost like our very own RBR Maritime SRX series, picking 6 short tracks, letting the best short track racers go at it here over 5 or 6 different race tracks and putting the points all together here at the end of it and finding ourselves a 6-pack champion. And right now that's all being led by Brett Suggs, 9 points to the good coming into tonight. And that second place driver in the points came in 9 points back. That's Dan Woolridge back there in 4th. So Suggs holding on to it, looking to pad that points lead just a little bit.
We're coming up on 28 laps. Will Edwards make that move before we get to lap 124? Or will he hang on to that final couple corners so that he doesn't have to have a repay from Brett Suggs here? Payback is a bitch.
100%. One of the longest green flag runs we've had here all evening long Is this going to go green flag all the way to the checkered, or are we going to have ourselves another quick little caution? Taking a quick peek here at the Veiontte TV's timing and scoring provided by SDK Gaming. 18 cars on the lead lap. Aaron Hebb in the 66, that last car on the lead lap. Negus, Hacker, Fugier, Campbell, Vitch, Christensen, Roma all down multiple laps. Craig Tully still sitting on pit road getting some damage repaired on that Tolco Electric number 5 car, currently being scored in 22nd position. So another dismal finish for that 5 crew, but still one heck of a race up front between Suggs and Edwards with 25 laps to go.
Going to be a dandy one here in the home stretch here as we see that battle for P3. That is Tam Woolridge all over the back of the Riley Duncan as Caden Tufts has shuffled back into that P5 and down a couple of spots as he battles with Johnny Fitzpatrick. This one's going to click off fairly nicely here, all single file throughout the whole racetrack. Will we see that late caution? We have not seen a lot of activity in our top 18 on pit road. The only one down pit road in the top 18 was the 19 machine of Derek Gates, who was down 11 laps ago.
So we'll wait and see if we have drivers try and come down for a late race green flag pit stop. With these super late models, though, it takes a long time to get the fuel packed in to these fuel cells. So we may very well see this thing go green all the way to the end of it. Maybe potentially see a couple drivers come on down to top off on fuel. You can see Riley Duncan shooting all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack. A little bit of contact now with Woolridge getting into the back bumper of the 97. He's going to back up, give him some room, get it sorted back out. But a scary situation for the 97 of Duncan. He holds on to it. Tanton Woolridge, though, is there all over the back bumper. He bumped him twice to let him know he's there. We got 2 more bumps. We'll see if the 56 uses that chrome horn.
Bump skates all over the place as Edwards starts to size up Brett Suggs here within the gap here. 20 laps to go here. Lots of activity in our top 4, but quite a bit of a gap as Duncan is about a second and an eighth off the leader here. So Suggs is a little bit comfortable. Only real threat right now without a caution is going to be Edwards here in the 32 machine. Both Americans here from the South, probably very familiar with their own driving skills, as Suggs had invited Trevor Edwards into this league just this past week. He is your race winner. He is 1 for 1. Can he go 2 for 2? He's in the right position here to go checkmate on Brett Suggs.
17 laps to go here, the very first race in March of 2022 here on Veiontte TV. Got a handful of races coming up here. One more to go here in the 6-pack challenge next Tuesday night for the RBR Maritime group. Handful of races left in the NEP series before those drivers get back to the real racing track as well. A couple of dates we just signed with TCM. And Eastbound's coming back. A little Eastbound Esports Racing. Couple of races signed here within the next couple of weeks. And all sorts of sim racing action to keep us warm here, Mikey, in these cold winter months.
Well, we were going to do a late February race with Eastbound, but we held off. So we're actually going to invite some of our friends from the RBR series and the Tim's Corner for the next Eastbound race. But big news is going to be coming down the pipe when we do that race. Maybe we'll get some chicken wings, some beer, some champagne. Big night for Eastbound on that next esports.
I swear you said chicken wings, and Tanton Woolridge picked it up just a little bit. I know you saw that, getting a little bit squirrely in that 56 car. He is using that race car up. He is using the racetrack surface up. He is using up the back bumper of that 97 car. Tanton Woolridge wants that podium finish. He's doing everything he can to try and get around Riley Duncan.
Well, Tanton Woolridge really wants a reset here with 12 to go here. That late caution is what they need here to restack them. Without that caution, Suggs and Trevor Edwards are going to continue to build on the gap. 1.5 seconds now on Duncan and 97. Now, however, they are coming up on lap traffic. Could be a factor here as long as everybody plays fair. But if those lap traffic cars become a problem for Suggs and Edwards, that gap from the 97 and the 56 could close fairly quickly with 10 to go here. 2 fistfuls, 5 in the sky.
And you can see coming up on a little bit of lap traffic, 66 Veiontte goes down a lap. He's going to get down and out of the way of the leaders, as is Noel Fouchier, I believe that is. Check that, 85 of Kenny McKenzie going to go down a lap as well. Pulls down and out of the way. Single digits, 9 laps to go here for Brett Suggs, holding on to it. Edwards there in second. And Riley Duncan still trying to hold off that hard-charging Tan Woolridge in the 56 machine, still all over the back bumper, the 97.
Clicking them off here, 8 to go. Battles are on the front here as Tam Woolridge, Caden Tuff, sorry. We have 3 battles here now because Johnny Fitzpatrick now reaches within reach of the 88. So lots of 2-car battles on the front, top 6 as they separate in 3 groups here. 7 to go here. Suggs still controlling it, looking for Mr. Perfect here tonight. Can he get it done? That will give him 2 wins on the series and almost shoe up the final 6-pack weekend and possibly a championship for the 33.
100%. And the 33 car going to go down into 3 and 4. 5 laps to go. A high five from Barney up in a flag stand. That 33 car been strong all night long, but so has the 32 car. And that 32 car has been behind Brett Suggs for 95 laps now. Been a couple of restarts, starts and restarts. Lots of green flag racing as well. That 32 car knows exactly what that 33 is going to do. It's just going to be a matter of getting up to him, getting to the bumper, getting to the door, and seeing if he can get himself clear. 4 laps to go.
Well, that caution does not look like it's going to come out for the rest of the field here for a reset. Now, I may be wrong here, but it looks fairly clean across the whole track here. Single file racing, lots of gaps between all these cars, so nothing really tight quarters right now. As we come into the backstretch, we have going to be 2 laps to go here for Brett Suggs, looking for Mr. Perfect night.
Popsicle sticks in the air for the 33. Has a nice clean racetrack out in front of him. Going to come down in 3 and 4, same as he's done for many, many laps before. The 32 car sliding back just a little bit, and it's a country mile on back to the battle for third between Duncan and Woolridge, with the 33 car coming out of turn number 2. Just a couple more turns here, Mikey, for Brett Suggs.
Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Last lap, 4/100ths of a second faster than Edwards, but it's not going to be enough. Edwards going to fall into that P2, and your winner is going to be the 33. Oh, Brett Suggs. Going to be hard to beat for a championship here now going into week number 6. As we round them out, Riley Duncan coming into that P3. Trevor Edwards taking that 2nd spot on the podium. A 1st place and a 2nd place. But you know, y'all, 2nd place is the first loser. So Trevor Edwards probably not happy with that, but we'll have words with him in just a moment. Had nothing for that final couple of laps for Brett Suggs, as Suggs really laid it down near perfect on every corner entry here on the 5 Flags. Beautiful track here in Pensacola.
And the story of the season has been that Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing Factory team at 3 of the top 5 once again. Brett Suggs, Tan Woolridge, and Caden Tufts all coming home in the top 5, and we know Trevor Edwards up in there as well with that McConey Setup Shop. Good friend of Brett Suggs as well, and we're going to try and catch up with the podium finishers here tonight. Looks like we've got our 2nd place driver, Trevor Edwards. A little bit of a flip-flop here from last week. Trevor, you came over the win last week to Brett Suggs finishing 2nd. This week, Brett comes home and you follow him home in that 2nd place. Talk to us, man.
Yeah, can't complain. I mean, I probably should have practiced a little bit more, like qualifying trim, try to get a little bit better starting spot. I think that's what kind of hurt me. I think I burnt it up a little bit at the beginning because I was a little bit tighter. It looked like to the center than Brett, which made it a little bit looser on exit. I mean, all in all, I don't know if I'd have got around Brett, even if I would have started 2nd, because we were so even. That long run felt like I couldn't catch him. He couldn't get away. So, it is what it is. It's fixed setup racing for you.
100%. Definitely made it look easy, especially towards the later on parts of the race, being able to pull away with those front 2 cars just a little bit over that battle for 3rd between Riley Duncan and Tanton Woolridge. But we've got one more race this season. I know you didn't run the full season here, but you've got a pair of top 2 finishes. We're going to see you at Hickory Motor Speedway next Tuesday night?
Oh, yeah. Hickory's probably one of my favorite racetracks. Brett's won one, I've won one, so I guess next week's the tiebreaker for us. So hopefully he wins the championship and we can have a good run again. Finish second to him again. I can't complain. Brett's really good.
100%. Lots of experience up in the top two here tonight, top three as well. Really throughout the entire field. But McConey Setup Shop on the hood, beautiful paint scheme, that black and gold. One of my favorites in the field here tonight. Want to give you the microphone, let you thank anybody that makes it happen for the Virtual 32 team.
Yeah, got to thank McConey Setup Shop, of course. Brett Suggs for inviting me, so go support his Twitch channel, Brett Suggs 33. Jones Barbecue, and if you can, drop me a follow on Twitch, Trevor Edwards 32. But I appreciate you guys broadcasting. It makes it a lot more fun.
100%. Congratulations on another top solid finish for the number 32 of Trevor Edwards.
Thanks, guys.
And Mikey, you're down there in victory lane. Brett's gotten out of the car. He spit the gum into the air, swatted it out of the air. Mr. Perfect, you've caught up with him. Brett Suggs, the winner tonight.
Suggs too young to know who Mr. Perfect is from the WWF, I believe. Is that correct, Suggs?
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about.
You're going to YouTube that shit. YouTube. Mr. Perfect, brother. Man, another big night for you. 2 wins under your belt in the last 5 races here for RBR. Take us through here at Pensacola. What were your thoughts coming into this one?
It was pretty good. I was just trying to beat Trevor tonight. That was my main goal after he walked me by a mile last race. So I wanted to do everything I could to try to hang on up front and try to keep the tires on at the same time. And luckily, by the end of it, I was able to work out.
Quite a few battles there for Trevor. He said he didn't put enough practice in here, and he says he's going to be vying for you next week in the final race at Hickory. You both got wins under your belt over the last 2 with him. You spend a lot of time with Trevor and other servers?
Yeah, Trevor's a good buddy. We hang out quite a bit, and we're probably actually going to go run an official race right after this. So, yeah, we turn a lot of laps together, and we kind of know how each other races and some things to look out for. But on the practice, he said he didn't put enough practice. I'm looking at the results right now. He put 18 on the board. I only put 3 on the board. So
smack talk.
A little bit of a call out for the boy there. But no, it's all in good fun. I love racing with Trevor, and we always have some good battles.
Well, it's great to see you up front. I know you've been probably frustrated over the last couple of months, being on the podium, not being able to get it done, but now getting 2 out of the last 3, I believe, here at RBR Series. Coming into the final race at Hickory. What are you thinking?
Well, Hickory, that's one of my home tracks. That's a local track to me. Have a lot of laps turned there, IRL. And we were pretty good in the Tolko TCM Mid-Season Classic a little whiles back with Tim's group. And I think kind of just run the same pace. It's a long race, so, just do what we got to do to save the tires. I'm not sure if we get any extra tires in the pits or not, but just do what we got to do and, keep the tires on it if it's only one set to make sure we're fighting for a championship by the end of it.
You lost a couple of quick cars there on lap 6. The big one came earlier. Were you happy to be up with clean air on that one?
Yeah, definitely. I hate that Noel got torn up there and the deal with Chris because either one of them probably could have been battling for the win as well. So tough break for those guys for sure. But at the same time, that gave me a little bit more breathing room, although I knew I had to still race hard because Riley was quick, Tanton, Caden, Trevor. I mean, it was, a few heavy hitters got knocked out early, but still some big names there all the way to the end of it. So had to keep the pressure on the pedal all the way through the rest of the race and try to hang on.
Yeah, one of them, the 11, Brian Hacker, also involved with that one. So should be a few extra competition on that final race in Hickory. Congratulations, Brett Suggs, man. Always a pleasure to have you up here in the podium. I know we've talked to each other quite a bit over the last couple of years. You've got a lot of podium finishes here at Veiontte TV. But who gets it done for you? And send us out.
Yeah, everybody over at Team 33, twitch.tv/BrettSuggs33. We had a lot of people watching in for that one, and so it was a lot of good fun just, hanging out and enjoying the company of everybody. But, of course, you've got BSRM, the Custom Matco, Lake Norman Power Cleaning, Racer Tees, McConey Setup Shop, Total Advantage, hanging out with Trevor and the guys in Discord, and totally with the league, of course, RBR, and Veiontte TV, that's the place to be, baby.
That's a T-shirt.
I'll take my check.
There you go. That's Brett Suggs, ladies and gentlemen. What a victory here tonight. Mr. Perfect, he's going to go on to YouTube on the old keyboard there and check that out and discover why we call him Mr. Perfect here tonight. I play the music, but then we probably get into some copyright infringements. So I think you caught up with our third place finisher, Riley Duncan there, Paul.
That we have. The first time we're talking to Riley all season long. Rough go of it here. The first 5 races, or the first 4 races rather, but kind of putting a Band-Aid on the season, coming home with a podium finish after a phenomenal battle between the 97 and the 56 there of the Bandolero driver, Tanton Woolridge. Riley, talk to us, man. Great run here. Good, solid finish.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, guys. I was pretty happy to get a P3 out of this. Yeah, the season's been pretty rough for me, especially after leading in a lot of laps and a lot of the races, and it just hasn't gone my way. But I'm glad tonight things changed.
100%. We saw you side by side for many, many laps between you and Tanton Woolridge, and we saw you switching back and forth between the high side, the low side. Was there any kind of preference that you had where you wanted to be on the racetrack as far as that battle went, or did the car pretty much do the work for you?
Well, any restarts, I like the high side because it's hard to defend the high side here because you get such a good run off. But once you get clear, bottom side all the way.
100%, and definitely making it look easy here tonight at Five Flags for race number 5, and we're on to Hickory Motor Speedway. Talked to a couple of drivers already about the race next week. It seems like it's going to be an absolute banger. If we got anything, are we going to see this 97 car in Victory Lane next week?
I'm gonna try and put it there. Hickory is one of my fastest tracks, so hopefully I can seal the deal.
Absolutely, but a great run here tonight, finishing third. First podium here of the season, a little 6-pack challenge for the RBR Maritime Group. Want to give you the opportunity here, Riley, to thank anybody that makes it happen for the virtual 97 team.
I gotta thank all the BSRM guys, of course, because we all work together and try to put each other to the front. And, of course, I gotta thank you guys, because you guys' name is still on my car, of course. And that's about it.
So that makes 4 out of the top 5 officially Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing. And then Trevor Edwards, I know he hangs out with Brett. I don't know if he's officially part of the factory team, but you guys putting on one heck of a show here with these short track races here with the super late models for sure.
Yeah, we've I don't want to say that, like, we've pretty much taken RBR and TCM by storm. This season's been really good for the BSRM guys.
So definitely a lot of talent under the BSRM banner. I've actually got a couple of beer koozies hanging around with Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing on them, and a couple of bracelets too. Make sure you check out all the merchandise. We're going to end up listing off some stores over on Dame TV with a lot of these drivers at the real racetracks, able to get some merchandise and help pay for the cars and everything like that. And well, speaking of that, have we got any real racing plans coming up as the months start to warm up here, Riley?
Well, I work for my dad right now, and he drives a super late model, and hopefully I'll be getting into it at some point. I'm trying to talk him into it, but not this year. I won't be racing.
Always next year and the years beyond that, and it's always cool to see that connection between sim racing and real racing, and it's a lot of fun either way you do it. But Riley Duncan finishing third here at Five Flags for the Veino's Truck and Auto 125. Great run.
Thanks, guys.
And Mikey, that's another one in the books. 5 races down, 1 more to go here in the 6-pack challenge for the RBR Maritime Group. Hickory Motor Speedway down there in North Kakalaki. Going to be one heck of a race. A lot of drivers looking forward to the race next Tuesday.
Oh, I think you're going to see some upsets on that final race. Like tonight, saying earlier on, we lost 3 of big contenders, Fougere, as well as several drivers. Christensen also falling down to the tail there, picked up some damage. So Hickory should be an interesting race. You know, Suggs saying that it is his home track. Trevor Edwards probably turned a lot of laps at Hickory as well. Should be an interesting. It is the final, so you know everything's out the window on this one. Should be an interesting show. Should be champagne flying. Championship on the line. Suggs will lead it into that one. Man, it's going to be a wild one. 6-pack RBR series. Who's going to be the big sponsor next week? I wonder. No sponsor. Mike's going streaking.
Tolko Electric jumping on board for next week. So we get to keep Mikey closed for one more season.
Nope.
Nope.
I heard we're doing Mike something at Rochester or something. I don't know. I do get my race coming up, I think, in the next month or so.
Yeah, we'll have to check the old Google Calendar. A couple of Eastbound Esports races coming up, as well as Tim's Corner Motorsports rejoining the iRacing field once Tim gets back from his vacation. Big show tomorrow night, Tim's Corner Live. Be able to check that out over on the Tim's Corner Motorsports Facebook page, as well as here on Veiontte TV. One more race to go here in the 6-pack challenge next week, Hickory Motor Speedway. We got some Neps back Thursday night. We're going to be racing with the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Group. Little Xfinity car racing action as well. They're getting closer and closer to crowning themselves a champion in Season 3. But that's going to do it here for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to Veiontte TV from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere that we broadcast this thing out. Thank you so much. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr., Mike James from Up on the Rock. We'll catch you on the flip side when we do. We'll be doing it live and drinking.
Black Horse.
Whatever that is.